words of inspiration.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Mayor, Counselor, thank you for having me today. Let's all pray. Lord Jesus, we thank you, Lord, for this day. God, we thank you, Lord, for your many blessings. God, I pray, Lord, for every council member. God, for everyone involved in these meetings tonight. God, I pray you bless every worker, every hand. God, every person in this city, God, that you'd have your way. Be blessing upon us, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Mitchell. Roll call, please.
Mayor Milan.
I'm here.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Sampson.
Here.
Councilmember Shepherd. Here. Councilmember Tinlin is absent. I believe we were aware of that, though, right?
Yes, we're
Yes.
aware.
Okay, thank you. That is still a quorum, Madam Mayor. We're good.
Thank you. Okay, first thing we're going to do is approve our agenda.
Madam Mayor, I move that we approve tonight's agenda as presented.
Support.
Roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes,
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Councilmember Tinlin is absent.
thanks. We're going to move on to public comment for items on the agenda. If you're here this evening and you'd like to speak towards anything that is written on our agenda, you may come to the podium. We'll allow you 3 minutes. We ask that you state your name and your address.
Andrew Hodges. I just have a couple of questions regarding the Rochester Road project. It's my understanding that the total project's going to cost $4.5 million. $2.1 million is to the AEW for their engineering services. And the $2.4 is for the install and upgrade of 2,300 feet of water main from an 8-inch to a 12-inch. Now, if you take that $2.4 million, subtract the $960,000 that we received in the grant, that leaves a $1.4 million balance. Mr. Raker has stated that that money is going to be paid for from the water fund balance. And if that's the case, my question is, how much is in the water fund balance now, and how much do you anticipate it to be in 1 year from now? Going up to the AEW, the $2.1 million AEW contract, I'm assuming that the water rate increase is going to pay for this. If so, how much do you anticipate the city receiving from that increase this year and for next year? And also on the AEW contract, paragraph 4, that has me a little concerned because there's a lot of open ends in there. Like, they don't pay for title commitments. They're not going to pay for negotiating with property owners or legal fees. This brings me back to about 3 to 4 years ago when Royal Oak was resurfacing Crooks Road and they came upon the Jafat property and they realized they couldn't go any further because Jafat actually owned some of Crooks Road. When the city of Clawson originally widened Crooks Road, they didn't change land descriptions or compensated landowners, which they had to do both at this time. So with the Rochester Road coming up, and it has been widened before, there's about a half a mile of property there. It might be more legal fees, so you might have to anticipate raising your budget for next year for your legal fees. Another question is, when is Royal Oak starting the resurfacing of Rochester Road north of 13 Mile Road? Because it's not on their 2023 construction list, so it's not happening this fiscal year. So I didn't know if you've talked to anybody, if it's going to happen in the 2024. But I don't know if they vote on it or whoever decides what constructions happen. So what happens if it doesn't actually happen soon? And is AEW going to honor their contract, or what are we going to do, so forth? My other question is, Mr. Raker stated that there are 2 fiscal years that are paying for this project. I was just wondering which fiscal years are those? Is it 2023 and 2024? And my last question is, for the grant, we were supposed to get 80%, but we only got 40%, so that's half, and that's a huge difference. I was just wondering why the big difference. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, which were mostly questions, but that's fair. Anyone else have any comments they would like to add for items on the agenda?
Are we going to have Mr. Rager give her answers to all the questions?
I would think, I'm not sure if he's prepared to do that.
No, not now, in writing.
as that project develops, I'm sure that all those questions will be answered.
Well, some of them you can answer as many as you can to her.
If she wants to put her questions in writing, I'll respond to your questions in writing in an email. I don't have the information right here in front of me for you.
And then we will share it with everyone at that time, correct? She proposes her questions in writing and gives them to you. We'll allow you to answer them, and then in a public forum, we'll give the responses, just for fairness for everyone, in case it piqued anyone's interest and they would like to know as well. Is that fair?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, is that fair?
Well, you guys are discussing it later. So I would assume that you would have the answers. But that's okay. I'll put them in writing, no problem.
Thank you. That would be great. I don't see anyone else coming to the podium, so I'm going to close public comment and then move on to proclamations and presentations. Tonight, we have a presentation by the Michigan Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission.
Good evening, Madam Mayor,
Good
council
evening.
members, city officials, citizens of the city of Clawson. My name is Robert Stevenson. I'm currently the executive director of the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police, and I'm here tonight representing the Michigan Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission to award the certificate of accreditation to the City of Clawson Police Department. Just by way of history, I spent 37 years in the police profession, all with the City of Livonia, the last 7 as chief there, and 11 years ago, flunked retirement and went to the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police, where I've been for 11 years. As part of my job, I have the pleasure to go around the state, and I see many police departments, and I'm here to tell you, not all police departments are equal, but you have an excellent police department here that's gotten even better by attaining and going through the accreditation process. I think sometimes when you're surrounded by excellence, you just take it for granted because you see it every day. But I get to go around and see that not everything's the same. And I want to put this a little bit in perspective for you. In the state of Michigan, there's 600 police agencies. Actually 591 or 3 or 4, somewhere right around there. Of those 600 police agencies, 83 of them are county sheriff offices. A little bit over 400 are municipal police agencies, and the rest are tribal agencies, hospitals, and educational places such as that. Out of the 600 police agencies in the state of Michigan, your police department is the 60th police department to attain and go through accreditation. To put that a little bit different, your department has been able to accomplish what 90% of the other police departments in the state of Michigan have not yet accomplished. There's no secret that law enforcement's been under some fire over the last few years, and there's been some calls for changes within law enforcement, and your citizens should take great comfort in knowing that all those calls for so-called police reforms, your department has already instituted every single one of those, and they started this process voluntarily, and they started this process before those calls for reform came about. They were on the leading edge. Nobody told them that they had to do it. They took this endeavor upon themselves. You should be very proud of them. I'm very proud of them. They've elevated our profession. I look forward to the day that all police departments will step forward and put in the work that it takes to attain accreditation. It's a significant professional accomplishment that I hope you're as proud of your department as I am of your department. When I started my little speech here, I said I'm here representing the Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission to award the Certificate of Accreditation. We don't give these out. You have to earn them and earn that award. And I want to introduce, if I could, the program director for the accreditation program is Ron Wiles. And Ron, I'll let you carry on from here to explain what they went through. Ron?
Well, good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. It is certainly my pleasure to celebrate your police department with you today. Again, my name is Ron Wiles. I'm the Deputy Director with the Michigan Association Chiefs of Police and the Accreditation Program Director for MELIAC. I did my law enforcement career at Grand Blanc Township in Genesee County, the last 6 as Chief of Police there, and then transitioned, also failing retirement, over to the Michigan Association Chiefs of Police. You're all somewhat familiar with accreditation. Your kids go to accredited schools, you go to accredited hospitals. Accreditation in law enforcement is very similar. It's a progressive, time-proven way of increasing performance and service. And what police department doesn't want to do that? What municipality doesn't want to have their Police department voluntarily do that. And that's really the foundation of the program, the voluntary compliance with 108 best practice standards in our profession. As Bob said, not everyone has been able to do this. Your department has done something that 90% of the other agencies have not accomplished yet. So we're looking forward to working with those agencies and getting them to the level of your agency that they've achieved. Let me kind of walk you through the process of what accreditation looks like in law enforcement. The first step is sometimes often the hardest step for agencies. It's making the decision to apply and do it. We hear all the time, well, I'm getting ready to get ready. Those agencies never do it. So just making that decision to take that step and start accreditation is significant in itself. The second step, we call it the self-analysis period. We give agencies 2 years. And it takes 2 years because it's a lot of work to go through their current written directives and compare them to our 108 best practice standards. I can guarantee you they had to make changes. And I can guarantee you those changes made your department better. It'll make your community stronger and safer. The third step, we bring in a team of outside assessors to your police department, and they look at all the written directives that you have in place, look at our standards, and make sure they match. Now, it's one thing just to say they match, that they're in compliance. But our program requires that you prove that. So all these standards, your agency had to pull proofs. Proofs could be videos, they could be written documents, they could be emails, whatever the case may be, to show the assessors that they are in compliance. The fourth step. The fourth step is they sit in front of the MELIAC Commission, 3 commissioners. Those commissioners ask questions of the chief and the accreditation managers. Sometimes those questions are challenging. Like, what did you think of the process? What were the challenges? What did you do well? Where do you still need to improve your department? Typically, that is enough of a process to earn accreditation. However, in our program, the last step is sometimes the most challenging. Your agency has made a promise to you, made a promise to the department, made a promise to the residents of the city of Clawson. Now it's time to keep that promise. And they're going to keep that promise by in 3 years, I'm going to send another team of assessors here to make sure that they're still in compliance with the standards. Now, I can already tell you they have work to do because the commission recently updated their standards. There were 108, now there's 128. So they're going to start working at those 128 standards. Now, all those standards have bullet points too. So if you look at the bullet points in the standards, they're responsible for being compliant with nearly 800 items to become compliant with our program. So it is certainly a significant professional accomplishment. You should be very proud, the department should be proud, the residents of the city of Clawson should be very proud. And again, it's an honor to be here to celebrate them with you today. I'd like to introduce our current president of the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police, Kyle Knight, for the award presentation.
Good evening. So I'm Kyle Knight, Chief of the MACP. I'm from the Chief up in Harbor Springs, and made the trip down today to award your department this accreditation certificate. But before I do so, we are accredited as well, and we're a very small department, 7-man department, and the work that's put into it by the accreditation managers is a lot of work. We have one accreditation manager. He also works remote. I'm sure these guys have other responsibilities. The nice thing I like to come down to these, I was in Royal Oak a couple weeks ago, is I try to recruit these accreditation managers to come up to Harbor Springs because we have a beautiful beach, we pay pretty well, and I'd like to recruit them. But they've done a lot of work, but I want to give kudos to you guys too, because it's money out of your budget, it's manpower off your road, and the chief and the accreditation team, it's a lot of work on their ends, but without your support, allowing them the financial portion of it to do it, and allowing to take a couple guys or males or females to do the accreditation manager, it wouldn't happen. So kudos for you. Our city council up there is very supportive of the accreditation as well, and it takes a team, you guys, and a department in order to do this. So with that being said, Chief, if you want to come up, I'll just stand up here. Come on up. To all who see the certificate, know that Clawson Police Department, having voluntarily complied with the standards established by the Michigan Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission, deemed essential for delivery of professional police services and the protection of their community, is hereby awarded this certificate of accreditation effective the first day of July in the year of 2023 for a term of 3 years. This is a huge accomplishment. Kudos to Chief back there, retired Chief as well, as I think he got the ball rolling, and Chief carried it on, and kudos to all of you. Great job.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
As you just heard Mr. Knight, Mr. Wiles, and Mr. Stevenson state, this is a huge accomplishment that we are very proud to have achieved. I would like to take a couple minutes to recognize Sergeant Burek, Sergeant Horn, if you guys want to come up here, and Chief Scott Cervello and Chief Vince Smith, who are both retired from our department. If you guys could come on up. We entered this journey about 3 years ago, and the four of them are pivotal to getting us here, and the amount of work that they put in was tremendous over the last 3 years, and we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them. So, thank you.
If I could stage a photo op first with all the folks that contributed, and then them and council.
Perfect. Thank you. Good job, Debbie.
Smile, you're going in our magazine and on our social media spot, I can brag about you.
You want the accreditation members to jump in there as well? No?
That's their day.
The officers that made the trip, did you jump in there?
We still have openings in Harbor Springs, just like.
Can we take one of your photos?
Sure. That's a good idea, actually.
So then everyone just stay there and the council will go behind, is that what you want?
Yes.
All right.
Perfect.
Shuffle today.
I'm gonna do bunny ears behind you guys.
I'm standing up, all right? No jokes.
We need to get over this talk.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Although it's really nice to hear people outside of Clawson tell us how wonderful our police department and all of the individuals who serve in our police department are. We are painfully aware of that. Well, not painfully, but we are thankfully aware of that, and we do appreciate them every day. So, thank you for that great moment in time. We are going to move on to the next item, which will be a presentation by Sean Nasri, Clawson Fest, August 26, 2023.
All right.
You have to do a little work there, don't you, Sean?
Happy to help.
Restaging.
All right. So thank you, Madam Mayor and Council, for having us. We just wanted to give everybody a quick update. Clawson Fest. We sent these out to everybody, so hopefully everybody got them. Sean and I and Charlie have been doing a ton of work behind the scenes, getting ready for Clawson Fest. Last year it was in our municipal parking lot. This year we have grown to Main Street, which we're closing off. The event is going to be Saturday, August 26th from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. We went from last year having about 31 or 2 vendors. Now we're at 94. We have grown in the Clawson restaurants that have wanted to be involved this year, so I'll just rattle those off real quick. We have Whiskey Taco Foxtrot, Zioli's, Downtown Charlie's, Barb's Pizza and Pasties, Mojave, Las Conchas, Weiss Distillery, Tavern on the Main, Nori Chicken, and House of Barbecue. So every restaurant there is Clawson. We don't have any outsiders. And we also have close to 30 vendors that are also from Clawson. So with our small little city, that many participants and restaurants just is amazing that are all from Clawson. We have an epic kid zone this year. We have mining for gems and stones. We have henna, caricatures, face painting. We have a fairy bar. The Ghostbusters are coming. We have Mad Science Detroit coming to do a lot of fun science experience, and we're going to be doing. They're going to be like making slime, show you how to mess with dry ice or make it or something. The crazy science stuff. We have going to be having a little foam party in an area. We're going to have our bubbles in our chalk zone, and we have a kind of a Build-A-Bear type vendor that is going to be building your bear on site. And we're going to have our awesome police department there handing out all fun goodies to our littles. Let's see, we have 2 drink drives, and what that is every year I try to award a local, either the first year was Scouts, and last year and this year is going to be the school district, that are the only ones available to sell non-alcoholic drinks as a fundraiser at Clausen Fest. This year, that's going to be a huge profit for them. So we need volunteers to help man that booth. But we're doing drink drives. So what it is the community comes together and drops off cases of pop, water, lemonade, iced tea, Gatorade, whatever have you. And we're going to do that on, hold on, give me 2 seconds. I did not write that part down. This coming Saturday is one of them, and it's going to be at the middle school parking lot. I'm bringing my trailer. And it's going to be Saturday, August 19th from 2 to 4. I will personally unload your truck or car. And then the next one is August 23rd, which is a Wednesday from 5 to 7. So the amount of drinks that we get is 100% profit for the schools. So it's very important that they don't go out and purchase the pop and water and everything themselves. We really want them to have a great fundraiser this year. We have incredible artisans, like world class. It's really great. We hand selected all the vendors. We have 4 live bands instead of 3 this year. Bear Leon, Oak City Roots. We have, help me out, Sean. Drew Schultz and the Bad Habits and Caleb Ford. And these are incredible acts. Like I'm talking, they've opened for the Wailers, that's Bob Marley's band, and Caleb Ford has played with the Marley Brothers and their band and recording sessions. It's just incredible, top-notch music. We can't thank enough our sponsors. This entire event is community-based and fundraised by our community. So Weiss Distillery, our top sponsor. And then I'd like to just shout out to Noble Fish, Anthony B. Media, Our Credit Union, Amy Greenwood, Miners Den, our next up sponsors. Without those main sponsors, we really couldn't have done this, and everybody else that has chipped in. I want to let Sean have a couple words. Sean Dunlap. Media.
Yeah,
Talk about that.
this year we've done a little more advertising. In the past, it's been kind of guerrilla marketing. This year, we've been able to use some of the funds to put an ad out on the radio, so we'll be on 100.3. We also sent this marketing postcard to every household in Clausen, and we also have some billboards that are going up. So,
Clausen, Troy, and Royal Oak billboards.
Yeah.
We have posters, we have business cards, flyers. We're just gonna parade the town
Yeah.
this next few days this weekend. Just putting up all the posters and dropping off flyers to everybody. We're really excited about it. It's gonna be huge. Please talk about the restaurants, what they're doing. You know, a little insider.
Yeah, so a lot of participation from all the restaurants. We'll have kind of a designated food area. Some of the restaurants will be posted up in front of their businesses as well. Great focus on our social district cocktails. So all of the, on the maps, you'll see all the restaurants that sell social district cocktails are forced out there. So you can see them, stop by, grab a beverage, walk around downtown Clausen and enjoy it. So looking very great on that. Health department's working with me on that to make sure that we have a nice health and safe event. So, yeah.
And then let me pull my notes up real super fast. We wanted to definitely give a shout out to the DPW and the police department. We just had a meeting prior to this, and they are amazing. We know they're normal 9 to 5 jobs, but then 2 events in 1 month, the car show and Clausen Fest. It puts a lot of strain on them, and they're willing to do whatever they need to do for a successful community event. So I really want to thank them for sure. But yeah, it's going to be such a great event with us. Yes, we need some more volunteers for our street team. We're going to be the downside of things, doing trash. That's on us. We're going to be helping vendors, set up tents. We're going to be directing them. We're going to be making sure that people are not parking in, like, say, the Dario parking lot or the Laundry Palace parking lot. We want to make sure that stays open for their businesses only. So just a 2-hour shift, if you can be involved for your city, that would be amazing. You can go to clausenfest.com and sign up under volunteer. We are still looking for sponsors so we can reach our goal for the rest of the marketing that we had in place. So if you're interested in getting a shout out on all of our social media pages or website or what have you, Instagram. So it's a cheap way to get to a lot of people. But all in all, this is the community surrounding us. It's our event together, and we're just really excited to put a little spotlight on Clausen for every vendor that we've signed up and everybody that's just noticed, hey, Clausen Fest, I love Clausen, I'll be there. It's just like all the positivity that people not from even around here are like, oh yeah, I'm excited to do Clausen. So just small city, big heart. So thank you, everybody. Any questions? Oh, I'm sorry.
And I just, from the DDA standpoint, I just want to thank these three, Sean Nastry, Sean Dunlop, and Charlie Sampson. This is their concept. They're doing all the hard work. We appreciate them bringing it to us and making it part of our event calendar. But these guys are the drivers behind this whole project, and we couldn't be happier. They've done an amazing job.
Thank you for hosting. But yeah, any questions for us?
Great job, guys.
Oh, thank you. I really
Thanks for all your
appreciate
time. I know how much you guys put into it.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys are following, keeping up on all the cool vendors that we've been posting, and yeah. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Saturday, August 26th.
And don't forget to take your pop water and other products on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday and next Wednesday, right in the middle school parking lot. Find me in the trailer, load it up, get the PTOs in the school district the money they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Very much. Going to move along to our next item, which is consideration of approving the following consent agenda. Item A, minutes of the special city council meeting held on Thursday, July 27th, 2023, as presented. Item B, minutes of the regular city council meeting held on Tuesday, August 1st, 2023, as presented. And a list of bills in the amount of $3,311,970.13. And I'm going to ask that we amend item A and B just for something really small. But if we could adjust the minutes to include the city manager as an attendee for the August 1st. He was missed. And then if we could change Councilmember Anderson to Pro Tem Anderson under both for roll call.
We'll put it
just for
on, we'll change
formality.
it across the board. That's fine.
Okay, perfect.
Those
And
are
then I don't know if we need to,
inconsequential, so we'll put those in.
thanks.
No problem.
Easy, right?
It's already in.
Other than that, would someone like to,
So moved.
right?
As amended?
As amended.
Amended.
Second.
Thank you. Perfect. Then we will move on to the next
We got to
item.
vote. Mayor Milan?
Oh, sorry, yes. Yes, sorry, yes.
Councilmember Sampson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. We've approved our consent agenda, and we're going to move on to item number 9, which is new business. The first item is consideration of approving the 2023-2024 lease between the city and Spanish for Toddlers for rental space at Hunter Community Center.
Madam Mayor, I move the 2023-2024 lease between the city and Spanish for Toddlers be approved as presented.
Support.
Gina, did you want to speak on this at all? Seems like we just did this, but. Oh.
Yep.
It's pretty much the same thing we've been doing with them. They're a great group. Hunter can be a little fussy, so we do a year-to-year lease at this point, but they've been here in the building for quite a long time. I think it's been maybe 10 to 15 years, I think they've been in the building, so they've been there for a really long time. And it's going great. We're happy to have them, and brings a lot of people to the community center, so.
Sounds great. Does
We're
anyone have
good
any
with
questions?
How long have they been there?
How long have they been there? It's been a while. I want
I
to say
thought
I feel like it's been closer to 15, but
Yeah.
I also feel like 1998 and 2016 were both just last year. So
Okay, I was just curious, because I know that when my kids were infants, that was there. so.
Yeah, I think it's been at least 15.
Okay, if we have no questions, let's do a roll call. Thank you, Gina.
Yep, absolutely.
Councilmember Sampson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Anderson? Yes. Mayor Milan?
Yes,
All good.
thank you. We will renew that lease for Spanish and Toddlers at Hunter Community Center, and then we'll move on to item B, which is consideration of the special use permit for the annual Step Up for Down Syndrome Walk at the Clawson City Park.
Madam Mayor, I move the special use permit for the annual Step Up for Down Syndrome Walk at the Clawson City Park on September 24th, 2023, from noon to 6 p.m. be approved as presented.
Support.
Thank you. Do we have anyone here who wants to speak on this event? Good evening. I like it, actually.
Clapping everyone's good efforts here. My name is Paulette Duggins, and I am the executive director for the the Down Syndrome Guild of Southeast Michigan. This will be our 19th year to hold a walk, and we love Clawson. One of the biggest reasons is because the park that you all have is wonderful for our families that have strollers and wagons. It makes it very easy and accessible. I've been there with my daughter for a number of years for your Halloween event. So we originally filed for a permit for the pavilion, and then we went to a special event permit. And it will be held on Sunday, September the 24th, from noon until 6 o'clock in the evening. We have lots of volunteers we might share with your other event that's coming up. We have a lot of support and volunteers from Wayne State University and University of Michigan, the Motley Crue event. So we're very excited. Right at this moment, we don't have a ton of vendors, but we're hoping between now and 24th of September, we usually have about 20 vendors, and they really are all in the realm of the disability community. They're adaptive equipment, things that support resources from OT, PT, and speech and language. We just had our picnic there a couple of weeks ago, and we had a little less than 100 people. We're expecting about 250 people. We have people that can help us with parking. They have pretty fancy aprons that they can wear. So we're looking to have a great day, and it's a wonderful place for community, for families to come.
Wonderful.
Questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We have
Thank
no
you all.
questions. Let's have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Shepherd?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson?
Yes.
Mayor Milan?
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson?
Yes.
We're all good.
Thank you. We have just approved the special use permit for the annual Step Up for Down Syndrome Walk at the Clawson Park, and we look forward to visiting you in September. Thank you. Our next item is consideration of the amended 2023-2024 Treasurer Department fee schedule.
Madam Mayor, I move the amended 2023-24 Treasurer Department fee schedule for be approved as presented effective July 1st, 2023.
Thank you. Would you like? Yep, support. Mr. Riker, would you like to?
Yes, I think this would most easily be explained by the treasurer's memo. So changes to the e-check fees and animal licensing were approved by council to begin on July 1st, 2023. After further review, it would not be cost effective for the city council to change the fees for e-checks. Point and Pay would require a new contract, which would involve additional setup and user fees. Dog license fees are mandated by Oakland County and cannot be changed by the city of Clawson. So basically, we are requesting that they remain as what they were before. And if you recall, we had a third party do an assessment of our fee schedule. This was one of the recommendations. However, when we went to put it into place, we realized the limitations of that recommendation. So we're just basically undoing what was approved with that fee schedule back in July, for July 1st.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Thank you. We have amended our 23-24 Treasurer Department fee schedule to basically go back to where it was a month or so ago. And we'll move on to the next item, which is consideration of the AEW proposal for professional services for South Rochester Road water main replacement, Bauman Avenue to East 14 Mile Road.
Madam Mayor, I move the AEW proposal for professional services, South Rochester Road water main replacement, Bauman Avenue to East 14 Mile Road, in the amount of $2,092,351 be approved.
Support.
Thank you. Mr. Raker.
Yes, ma'am. The City of Clawson has requested a proposal to provide design and construction engineering services for the South Rochester Road water main replacement project located between Bauman Avenue and East 14 Mile Road. The engineer's total cost estimate is $2,092,351. Please recall this project was part of the justification of a water rate increase and use of fund balance to fund this project, which council approved on May 2nd, 2023. A recap of this project is as follows. This is a coordinated road and water main improvement project in collaboration with the City of Royal Oak. The funding for this project will be used to install and upgrade 2,300 feet of 8-inch water main to increase to be 12 inches of water main on South Rochester Road. The South Rochester Road water main is identified in the city's water distribution system and reliability study as a city transmission main to be upsized to a 12-inch water main. The road construction will be covered as part of the main to be as part of our collaboration with the City of Royal Oak. The estimated cost of the water main replacement initially was $2.4 million with a 20% match by the community. We approach this endeavor with an assumption that the grant will cover 80% of the cost and the city will have to pay 20%, which equals $480,000. The status of our grant has been changed to only be for $959,752 and is yet to be fully approved in the federal budget. This was communicated to the city by Congresswoman Stevens' office on July 14th. That leaves the remaining approximately $1.2 million to be coming from the water fund balance. This project is to be spread over at least 2 fiscal years. The combination of water rate increase, a healthy fund balance, and a cost realization over the course of multiple budget years will make this unfortunate cost burden manageable.
Any questions?
I guess one question is what did cause the drop in the amount of grants?
In the notification, they explained that not all projects went forward and that many of them were cut, which is unfortunate because we spec these things out and plan for them to be funded at the rate that we ask for. And so we have the flexibility with our fund balance, which is roughly $3 million, to absorb that cost. And so keeping in mind that this will probably, I'm absent, my finance director and the AEW rep, Mr. Smith, is out of town. So I'm assuming this could probably be over 3 budget cycles. So I needed verification from the 2 of them to say that, but I know for sure it'd be at least 2.
Okay. Do we anticipate any further reductions in the grants?
I can't speculate either way. I wasn't expecting this one.
Yeah. When will it finally be locked in?
When the federal budget is approved, which federal budget starts October 1st. So sometime in September, I imagine.
Okay.
Any others?
So we can't wait, right? This money is on the table to be used for this project, right?
This money, well, it's proposed on the table. It's yet to be allocated, appropriated. So, but in coordination with Royal Oak, who is working on their road diet, and I can provide that timeline. I will get that timeline year by year. as far as, when the mains will go in, when the easements need to be addressed, actually saying that backwards, and then actually the road diet solicitation for public feedback, and then actually doing the construction. I'll provide that timeline at a future meeting.
Okay. So so we don't know the timeline specific. We do know they're moving forward with it. There wasn't any, anything to cause them to change their timeline that was proposed. We'll find out exactly what it is, right? So they haven't decided that we're going to postpone it to 2028 or anything like that. They're still moving forward with it, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So, so for us to coordinate coordinating reduces the cost to some extent, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, in fact, we are, Royal Oak is helping us by the fact that we're coordinating the road diet, which is forthcoming as far as whether or not we're going to actually participate in it. And in a previous correspondence and previous meeting, I had mentioned that we do have three options where we'd either actually move the curbs, do it by paint, or just leave it as is and repave it accordingly. But because we have a water main upgrade necessity there, the time to do this is in coordination with Royal Oak and their Rochester Road efforts.
So the 2,300 feet, that is strictly on Rochester Road, or that comes into, on Bauman as well?
I will have to ask the reps from DPW to comment on that, please.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So to answer that question, it is, for the most part, all the Rochester water main. There are going to be the tie-ins that need to be. So from, I wish I could draw a picture, where it comes off of the Rochester main and goes down all those side streets.
Okay.
It goes to a valve. Those valves, each valve will be replaced as well. But from there, it will be old main continuing. If that,
Okay, so I'm trying to picture as far as, so Bauman is our city boundary, right? So how far north does it go then for this replacement?
how far north from Bowman? It will go not quite to 14 Mile because our main actually cuts short of that and kind of like comes around. It's weird, but it comes like around the steakhouse.
Yeah.
And there's a utility easement back there where our main goes.
Okay.
So it doesn't go all the way to 14 Mile. It kind of cuts in and around. But I believe I'd have to check with the AEW. I asked them to design it to make that make more sense.
To have it go straight to the corner as
Correct.
opposed to snake
And
around.
going
behind.
around because currently that's not a good place for us to have our water main.
Okay. All right. So, okay, so in doing that, you would necessarily interrupt or disrupt the properties from there. You would just shut it off and then continue on to Rochester Road? Is that the?
I don't think I'm following you.
Well, I'm just saying, if you were going to replace it, right? The 23, I'm just trying to picture, how far this goes, who's getting interrupted, what properties have to be impacted.
All of the properties on Rochester Road will be impacted.
Okay, but in which way, right? So you said that it goes behind the Clausen Steakhouse.
Yeah, but they're still all tapped off. It's same main, whether it's in front or behind.
Okay.
Same.
All right, okay, I'm just trying to see if there's anything that you need to disturb as far as property, soil, and so forth.
The property issue comes in where the right-of-way is.
Mhm.
Currently, we don't have much, if any, right-of-way on Rochester Road.
Okay.
So
No,
that's
there's hardly anything, yeah.
That's where that issue comes in. Now, also, the road diet can change that, depending on what we decide to go with, where we could gain some easement that won't be road anymore, if you're following me.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how it plays out, but, I mean, that's all going to be stuff that has to be figured out for sure.
Okay, I picture what Royal Oak's been doing with their road diets. The width of their roads haven't really changed. It's just about what they're putting down the middle of it.
Yeah, well, there's that. There's also the fact that they're putting in the bike lanes.
Sure. But I mean,
We don't have bike lanes.
No, I know.
So the idea when we talked with AEW is depending on how it goes, we could technically narrow the total of that road a little bit, which will gain us some easement. Not much.
Yeah, not
but
much at
enough
all.
to put a water main in.
Yeah, okay.
For sure. But either way, even with that, we're still going to have some property issues that need to be worked out for
Okay.
sure.
All right, so this length it doesn't go significantly in besides where it's tapped into the side streets, right? It doesn't go.
It's not far, no.
Okay.
It's just to that first valve.
Okay.
Valve will be replaced, but then after that, it won't.
Okay.
I don't know if I answered your question, but I tried.
I'm just trying to, you picture it from a map, right? I was
Yeah.
looking in like, okay, where is this thing, right? And trying to understand, I thought we had previously a map of where the water is.
I can put together a map that basically will highlight out what's being replaced.
Okay.
And maybe have it at the next meeting or something, if that helps.
Just for my visualization as far
No,
as,
I get
okay,
it. That's
what's
why
the
I wish I
impact?
could draw it and kind of show you, but
That's fine. Right, because it's also, how much of the right of way, how much of personal property you have to, right? Because there's hardly any over there.
Correct.
Right, you've got a sidewalk and a curb and that's it.
Some sidewalk might not be on city property either. So.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. All right.
Any other questions?
I'm here. Any more questions?
Thank you for semi-addressing those questions. Just kidding. We're going to get you a whiteboard next time.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you. We have just approved our AEW proposal for professional services for South Rochester Road water main replacement. And we're going to move on to the next item, which is consideration of the AEW proposal for professional services for Batter Drive water main project.
Madam Mayor, I move the AEW proposal for professional services for Batter Drive Water Main Project for $412,950 be approved.
Support.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, the City of Troy is preparing a water main replacement project along Batter Drive between Rochester Road and the east end of the road. The right-of-way along Batter Drive is all under the City of Troy jurisdiction. The City of Clawson needs a water main loop between Rochester Road and Key West Drive to help improve flows in the area south of Batter Drive, approximately 787 linear feet. The City of Troy will work with Clawson and allow us to install a separate water main within the Troy right-of-way. Both water main projects would be combined into a bid package and bid out together as one project between the two cities, that is. We have budgeted for the water main project within the recent water rate increase. When we socialize this project in conjunction with the water rate increase approved on May 2nd, we anticipated the cost to be approximately $401,000. The engineer's total cost estimate for the Clawson portion is $412,950.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson. Yes. Mayor Milan.
Yes. Thank you. We have just approved the AEW proposal for professional services for the Batter Drive water main project. And now, if you've noticed our agenda, sometimes we have in the past had nominations to boards and commissions on the consent agenda. Today, we discussed it, and since we had so many, we wanted to provide the opportunity, in case anyone came that was part of a board or commission, if you council members wanted to address anyone, that's why they're on individually today. And I am just going to ask by raise of hands if anyone is here with their name to be reappointed today. No? Okay, well, we're just going to move through these pretty quickly then. First item will be consideration of appointment of Rebecca Robbins and Alexander April to the Parks and Recreation Board to an expired term of May 1st, 2023 to expire May 1st, 2025.
So moved.
Support.
Okay. Roll call?
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
So thank you, Rebecca Robbins and Alexander April, for your willingness to serve on the Parks and Rec Board. We'll move to the consideration of reappointment of Timothy Burns and Miriam Brewer to the Historical Commission to an expired term of July 1st, 2023 to expire July 1st, 2026.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Support. Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Thank you, Timothy. Becky Burns and Miriam Brewer for your continued support of the Historical Commission. Moving on to item H, which is consideration of appointment of Patricia Pounders to the Traffic and Safety Board for an expired term of May 1st, 2022 to expire May 1st, 2025.
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
And thank you, Patricia. And Patricia was on this board for many years and got off for a short period of time, but we are glad she's willing to come back and serve again. We'll move on to consideration of appointment of Kathy Haney to the Traffic and Safety Board to an expired term of May 1st, 2022 to expire May 1st, 2025.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Kathy Haney, thank you for your willingness to serve on the Traffic and Safety Board. We'll move on to the next appointment, which is consideration of reappointment of Jeff Heng to the Traffic and Safety Board to an expired term of May 1st, 2023 to expire on May 1st, 2026.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Let me catch up. We are on Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes, and Jeff Heng serves on a couple of other of our boards. He's a very good public servant. He told me when I spoke with him that it's easy to serve on multiple boards when he serves on the boards that don't meet often. So just a note to self for those of you out there who are considering serving at some point. Thank you, Jeff. Next item is consideration of reappointment of Sue Watt to the Traffic and Safety Board to an expired term of May 1st, 2022 to expire May 1st, 2025.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Thank you, Sue Watt, for your continued support of the City of Clawson and your willingness to serve on the Traffic and Safety Board. Moving to the next appointment, which is consideration of reappointment of Sam Gill to the Downtown Development Authority to an expired term of October 31st, 2022 to expire October 31st, 2026.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Thank you, Sam Gill. I believe on Sam's reappointment application, it said something to the effect of he is a terrific board member. So thanks, Sam, for being a terrific board member and for your willingness to serve. Next will be a consideration of reappointment of Gary Bykowski to the Blair Memorial Library Board to an expired term of June 30th, 2023 to expire May 1st, 2028.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
Yes.
And again, thank you to Mr. Bykowski for his continued support of the Blair Memorial Library. Clawson is so fortunate to have so many people who are willing to serve. This took care of a number of our expired boards and commissions. It did not take care of all of them. We are working on the others and hope to have those wrapped up maybe with the next meeting in September. So we'll move on now to old unfinished business. Do we have any old unfinished business? I will say no, and we'll move on to number 11, which is public comments for items not on the agenda. If you're here and you'd like to speak to an item that is not on the agenda, we welcome you to come to the podium. We ask that you state your name and your address, and we'll allot you 3 minutes. As no one is coming forward, we'll close public comment and move on to item 12, which is our city clerk's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Set that down, sir. On Tuesday, August 8th, the clerk's office successfully administered the special school election. I'm happy to report that Oakland County Clerk's Office called to confirm the successful receipt of all of our election results at 8:21 p.m. The polls closed at 8. It was accompanied by a text message from the Deputy County Clerk congratulating Clawson for being the first to confirm, and we had locked the doors by 10 o'clock. So everything went very, very smooth. The results of the election are included here, and extra copies are available at the clerk's office window and the Oakland County elections page. They had a 21.5% turnout. About 2,100 of our 9,764 voters participated, so not better than we expected. I want to thank my deputy, Jen Hyder, and Michelle Cuckoo for their help, and especially want to thank my election workers for being there. August elections are very difficult to staff, and we had 2 new chairs this year, both under the age of 35 and both willing to return. So that's pretty great. We are still accepting applications for board and commissions for both regular and alternate seats. In addition to the fillable online applications available on our website, there are some paper copies available on the back table there for anyone who may be interested. The Library Board, the DDA, the Board of Review, Zoning Board of Appeals, Board of Ethics, Traffic and Safety Board, Historical Commission, Parks and Recreation Board, and Compensation Commission. Please be aware that, as the mayor mentioned, not all these commissions meet every month, so some only meet when needed. I've been informed that the League of Women Voters has reserved space for a Clausen candidate forum on Thursday, September 14th, 2023, from 7 o'clock to 8:15. Merge Life has been contacted and will broadcast the event. It is not a city event. The League of Women Voters are organizing it, promoting it, and they will be sending out the invites. I had another in-depth conversation with Ken Milburn from Merge Live yesterday. He will be presenting a memo soon with a quote for the hardware for WOW Sound upgrade, which they estimate at about $2,300 with an additional $1,000 worth of necessary upgrades just to get that to work. Comcast gave an upgrade quote of around $3,000 back in December of 2022, and aside from telling us that that quote is no longer valid, have not come forward with a new one yet. The official memo from Merge Live is forthcoming. I would also like to let council and the residents know that I will be out of the office beginning tomorrow, August 16th, and returning on August 30th. While I'm gone, Deputy Clerk Jennifer Hayter will be manning the office with some lunchtime help from the city manager's office. And finally, I'd like to wish my father, who is absolutely not watching this right now, a happy 74th birthday tomorrow. So, thank you.
To him, shall we?
And what I passed out was what I just read, so to see election results and what I read. So, and other than that, when I come back, I will not have this mustache on my face because my Magnum PI fundraiser will be over by then, so I'll look completely different. So,
Keep the pencil.
yeah, I will dye it on Saturday. So, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, and we do appreciate you and your team for running a very good election for us, so thank you for that. We'll move on to the city attorney's report.
Nothing this evening, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
We'll move on then to the city manager's report.
Ma'am, nothing for this evening.
Okay, then we shall move on to city council comments. Councilmember Sampson, I'm going to go to you first because, you know, last week I kind of skipped you by accident, so I want to make sure I got you in this time. I'll even ask you twice just to make up for it if you'd like.
So the community knows we've got a lot of dead poles still in the downtown area, even over north and south of 14. I talked to DT the other day, and they thought they were all done. They didn't. They thought they cut all the stuff over to new poles. They'll be putting together a report, giving it to us in the next couple of weeks when they're going to have it all done and get them down guys out of the sidewalk and all. A lot of stuff have been 2-3 years. They were storing poles alongside Lucky Duck. It's just been stored there. It fell off the radar and they moved on to another area. So joint use is coming in to fix it all.
That's good news. Thank you for that update. Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Okay, I'll take that as a no. Mayor Pro Tem Anderson.
No comment.
Thank you. Councilmember Shepherd.
Nothing for me this evening, thank you.
Okay, then I would just like to say a big thank you to DPW, the police department, and all of the people who put together the Clausen Car Show. If you went there last Saturday, it was exceptional. I think it was one of their largest shows ever, right, Greg? And I think they raised a decent amount of money and had really exceptional people there and only got rained on for long enough to just make people relax a little bit, right? Because it was kind of warm. But that was such a nice day and such a great thing to bring people to our community. I would like to congratulate Ryan McDonald for surviving his ethics complaint yesterday and coming out, as he should have, without any concerns. And then that's all I have for tonight, too. So I just want to tell everyone thanks for paying attention. Thanks for being here, for those who are here, and call for a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Anderson?
Yes.
Mayor Milan?
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Meeting adjourned.